Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you, because I'm YouTube famous now. I don't know what this is. I don't know how it started, and I don't even care. I like it. The album, available in 2315 BC, Dad, AF. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. I think that's what James Charles sings to all his people. Hey, little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, let me light your candle. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Anyway, rock on, gold dust. Who is calling me? Oh my God, my husband's calling me. Woman, boost. How are you guys doing today? Okay, we're gonna get into this video real quick, the drama video. But before I do, let me just tell you about my day, okay? I already had to take off my shoes and throw them over there on the floor. Listen, we are a very professional, classy act over here, okay? I have been running around all day today in search of the new Starbucks Pride Cups. Did I find them? Did I not find them? Go over to my Peter Does Stuff channel. I filmed myself in the store. I also may have gone to Menard's Garden Center, so it's a real field trip day over there at Peter Does Stuff, and I just want to say thank you to all of the people out there that have been watching that channel and supporting it. I'm having so much fun over there, so thank you so much. And then I was outside and I was talking to my neighbors, and they were saying, oh, that our plants look so pretty, because I just bought some plants at the farmer's market, also over on my Peter Does Stuff channel, and it's just been such a wonderful day. I also reviewed the Frosted Blueberry Lemonade from Starbucks. That's on my review channel. If you don't know, I have 6 channels. I have a vlog channel. I have a booktube channel. Yesterday was my 5-year anniversary for that. I have this drama channel. I have a Peterisms channel where I just read meditations and share stuff about my life. And what else do I have? I don't know. I have so many things. And 2 book clubs. And I gotta take care of my dogs and make love to my husband. So anyway, let's get into today's video. I want to give just a few quick birthday shout outs. Ashton reached out to me and said, hey, Peter, I know you get a ton of these. You have no idea. You have no idea how many birthday shout-out requests I get. But my 22nd birthday is May 12th, and I'd love a shout-out. I love your videos. My favorite is the drama phone. And also, I drew you a little sketch as compensation. Oh, my God, for a shout-out. And Ashton drew me such a sweet picture, and I really appreciate it. So happy birthday to you, Ashton. And then I also want to shout out Lynette, because Lynette said, not a birthday, but we just celebrated our 22nd year wedding anniversary after meeting at the Copa. And she said, yes, the Copa Cabana in New York City. So you already know my theme song. At the Copa, Copa Cabana, music was playing at the Copa. Me and Lynette fell in love. Anyway, so congratulations to you and yours. And then the most important one that I want to reach out and give a shout out to reach out through the camera and give, this is 3D, a shout out is to Laurel, who turned 72 and watches my videos. So thank you so much, Laurel. I hope you have an amazing, amazing birthday. And thank you so much for watching my videos. All right, let's get into this. Real quick, let me text my husband and say, making a video, because I'm sure he's on his way home, so then he'll know and he can stop and get me a snack or something like that. He just went out to dinner with his girlfriend, so he's bringing me home corn empanadas. I cannot wait! I'm so excited. I was going to have Maggiano's, but I think instead I'm going to have corn empanadas. Let's put on some lip gloss, because we're going to talk about James Charles again. Sadly, Sister James Charles, okay, who is taking on the world one sister at a time. So if you didn't watch my video yesterday, go watch my video yesterday. It was about this ex-employee that is suing James Charles, okay? James Charles came out with this 7-minute and 40-second statement or something on Twitter. I showed the thing in my video yesterday and talked about it and shared with you guys my opinions about all of that. And a lot of you shared your opinions in the comment section below. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And he said that he had been reached out to about this article, okay? So the article is from The Insider. It's by Kat Timbarge. I actually reached out to Kat because I mention her in so many of my videos. So I was like, hey, first of all, I just want to see if you're okay with me, like, you know, talking about your articles. And second of all, I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing your name correctly, you know, because I know what that's like when people mispronounce your name, you know, because my name is M-O-N-N. Some people pronounce that the old man of YouTube, okay, or why do you speak like a 16-year-old girl? But it's not pronounced that way, okay? It's pronounced Monn, like, you know, like Monn, okay? You get it? Okay. So anyway, I just want to make sure, and it's Cat 10 Barge. So I asked her. So she's like 10 and then Barge, like the boat. So anyway, thank you, Cat. She left me a really, really nice message and said she'd watched my videos for a long time, which just, I'm like, who me? Little old man of YouTube over here. That's so sweet. So anyway, Kat was getting ready to put this article out, okay? And so yesterday, Kat started tweeting out this stuff. Hold on a second, which I think she did tweet out part of the article. Oh, hold on a second, where'd it go? Okay, so Kat tweeted out, James Charles, former creative director, is suing him for a slew of allegations, including disability discrimination after she says she got a concussion and dozens of hours of what she says is unpaid overtime. And then she has the pictures of them. You can go over to Kat's Twitter. I will link it below and check it out. She's very active on the Twitter. So then she said, and I'm reading you the thread, she said, Kelly Rocklin also described to me in detail what she says it was like to work for James in 2018. From picking up his dirty laundry to being called the B word. No. Let me just tell you something, okay? Having been raised by a single mother and having had so many just amazingly empowered women in my life, I have been taught that you don't call people the B word, okay? You just don't. And my mother always said you don't ever use the C word. Now, I know some of you out there like to use that word from time to time, but I'm just telling you what my mom taught me, okay? We don't use the C word. So anyway, she said, he also texted her, Kelly, I might need your help shaving my butt before Coachella. Oh my Lord, can you even imagine that? Oh my God, you got paid $72,000 for that. There's not enough money in the world. Okay, so underneath here, she has, in quotations, imagine having to go over and essentially pick James out of bed, tell him to brush his teeth, tell him, okay, what do you want to eat? Okay, someone is coming to do your laundry. Okay, I'm going to get your laundry, I guess. Okay, time to start filming. You don't want to film. Well, we both know you have to, so let's please think about it, Rocklin said. She also said Charles walked around the house naked in front of her, called Rocklin names like the B word, and once texted her, Kelly, I might need your help shaving my butt in preparation for a revealing Coachella outfit, which I think we already know that outfit. Rocklin said the conduct made her extremely uncomfortable. I'm not saying that she's a liar in any kind of way, but I don't know. I mean, it's really between her and James is the truth, right? You know what I mean? Unless she has factual evidence of, I don't know, recordings or pictures, and she might, who knows? But the thing is that anybody that's watched James Charles' career for a while, and I'm trying to be completely fair to the whole situation, okay? I'm not saying that those things aren't true, first of all, okay? If I was working for somebody, they asked me to shave my butt, okay, or shave their butt, and either way, okay, whatever way, I'd say me or the dog's butt, because I ain't shaving your butt, and I'm out of here, okay? You don't be asking people to do stuff like that and he considers them family. I can't imagine when he asks some of those close friends that sit around and they do all the singing together and stuff like that. I can't imagine what he asks of those friends. So anyway, but you know, in watching James through the last couple years, James is somebody that, to me, okay, and I don't know, this could be, maybe she has the insider secret to all of it. See what I just did right there? But anyway, because the article isn't the insider. But anyway, maybe she does. Maybe she knows the real James Charles. Maybe other people will come out and say, hey, everything that she said is absolutely true. But back in the day, like, James, like, really was, like, organized and had stuff, you know, set in place and all that kind of stuff. Even Toddy Westbrook, who a lot of people are like, oh, you're going to use her as, like, the truth. But she would say things like James was so professional and how that he handled situations. I mean, I don't know. It seems to me maybe he was real busy, you know, on social media, and he didn't have time to do these things for himself. I'm just saying, I don't know. But it did seem to me like James back in the day was like having meetings all the time and whatever, and it seemed like he had a lot to do. So it seems weird to me that somebody would have to drag him out of bed to do all that kind of stuff. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I start late in the day and I still get a lot of stuff done. So it goes on to say, after Kelly worked for James for 6 months back in 2018, she says he gifted her a Louis Vuitton necklace that he and all of his closest friends have. A week later, Kelly said she passed out and her head hit a tile floor. Her lawsuit details what she says is a medical discrimination, and then there's a picture of her with the Louis Vuitton bracelet on, and then she had put it on the Instagram or Twitter or something with gift for James for my 6 months with him, which, okay, that's real nice, right? So anyway, I mean, this is the one thing that is interesting to me, is that he says he treats all of the people that work with him on his team like a family. And it's like, if these things are true, or if you're working somebody 7 days a week, okay, weekends and all these kinds of things, and you're not hiring, is that how you treat your family? I can't imagine that that's how you would treat your family, you know? But I don't know. Then it goes on and says, in a video yesterday, James said Kelly waited 2 years to talk about this. Her attorney said it took so long because James' legal team attempted to compel arbitration and appealed the court's decision after they failed to pay fees in time. And it says underneath here, initially, rather than settle, Charles' legal team moved to uphold the arbitration clause in Rockland's employment contract. According to court documents reviewed by Insider, arbitration is a private dispute resolution process outside the judicial system in which a third-party arbitration firm, in this case, paid for by Sister LLC, Sister, receives evidence, hears arguments, and makes a decision. However, the arbitration clause in Rockland's new contract is now void thanks to California law that went into effect on January 1st, 2020. Charles' attorneys failed to pay fees required for the commencement of arbitration within 30 days of the due date because of a communication error between Charles' firm and the private arbitration firm. So on it's James's mistake on his end because of his attorneys. Those must be the same attorneys that are telling him it's a really good idea to get in a 7-minute and 40-second video and post it on Twitter defending yourself, okay? Not a good look. And I don't know if James is not listening to his attorneys or if he doesn't have public relations people. You know, back in the day, I knew that James didn't have any public relations people. You know, he would say, I just do all this stuff on my own. That's crazy to me that you wouldn't hire somebody that knows a little bit maybe about what you're putting out there in the world to help you when your whole career is literally about to be dust in the wind. I'm just saying, okay? Why would you not hire somebody? And word on the street is that none of these people have PR people, okay? Until it gets so messy that to hire somebody to come in and clean up their, you know, and to be like a visual consultant or whatever, you know? So it says in here, Charles' attorneys failed to pay fees required for the commencement of arbitration within 30 days of the due date. This is all, I mean, alleged, so who knows, but it seems pretty factual to me. Because of a communication error between Charles' firm and the private arbitration firm. As a result, Rockland moved to litigation, which was granted. Charles' attorneys have appealed the decision and are waiting on a response from the court. Which, you know, it's my understanding that you want to carry these things out as long as you possibly can, right? In hopes that maybe she'll run out of money. So the person that has more money, you know, he can continue to keep this going and going and going for years. And if she runs out of money, then all she's got is the court of public opinion, which seems to be working in her favor right now. So I don't know that this is really a smart move for James to keep this up. He might want to just pay her and get it done with. I mean, if she has documented evidence, I mean, I have a hard time believing that James is somebody that keeps like time-stamped cards and things like that. So I'm sure that she has factual written evidence of her worked hours. Most people keep that, you know, of when they logged in and logged out, when they worked, all that kind of stuff. All she have to do is write it out on a piece of paper, you know, and if he paid her for those hours before, then that's evidence that he was paying her. And so when he's not paying her anymore and she's still got that evidence of it, it's like, okay, but you were okay with it before, right? So I have a feeling this is probably not going to look great in James' favor. I still believe that all of this is a deflection tactic to get the attention off of all of the other allegations that are out there, right? And I have a gut feeling that something else is going to come out for James in the next week or two. That's just going to be like, I have a feeling people are going to be like, 3 strikes, you're out. I mean, this is the thing. I went to his Twitter, and I was looking at his Twitter, and the first thing that you see is the video from yesterday, the 7-minute and 40-second video, and the thing right underneath it is his statement about the allegations. And it's like, these are the last 2 things you have up on social media. You're not on social media. You're not making videos. You're taking a break to seriously work on yourself, right? And a lot of people were like, I think James deserves to come out and defend himself. He seemed very genuine. He seemed very authentic. I think that it's probably all true, right? But when you have said to your audience, when you have said to people that aren't your audience, I'm taking this time away from social media to go work on myself, then either people are telling James in a time that should be very critical to him. I mean, these are serious allegations that James needs to be working on himself, right? That's what he said. I'm taking time to work on myself. Then why are you coming out and addressing things on social media that should be taken care of in a courtroom anyway, because you're worried about this article that's coming out? So no, you really haven't taken time for yourself to learn to get better. You really aren't taking time away from social media. You're still enmeshed in all of the social media, you know? So it goes on, and Kat says, in the same video, James addressed claims I sent him ahead of publication, including that he uses offensive language. 2 people, Kelly and an old friend of James, told me that James used this slur and in front of them. And James said that there's no truth to that whatsoever in his video. James also said he's being blackmailed, which Kelly and her lawyer denied. He said he felt like he was being blackmailed, I think is what he said, or pushed into a corner because he's having to come out and respond about these things, right? Because she's now choosing to come out and talk about it. And what the previous part was saying is she's coming out and talking about it now because previous to this, it was in litigate, or it was in, they were trying to work things out and make a deal. And he said, no, I'm not doing that, and his attorneys didn't get back to them. Now she's pushing it to litigation, and I think she said, hey, I've had it, okay? This has been 2 years of me having to deal with this, you know, and I think she's just kind of like, I'm over it. You know, my reputation is probably screwed anyway. No YouTuber's going to ever hire me again. I'm going to share my truth. I'm going to talk about some things. And I think that's one of the scariest things to me. And what is interesting to me is she's a girl that has nothing left to lose. She's backed into a corner, right? Kind of, about her truth. It's like, nobody's believing me, so I'm going to come out and I'm going to tell some truths. That makes me wonder if what she's saying about James Charles is true, you know? I mean, she's somebody that has nothing to lose. So it makes you wonder, I mean, you know, unless she's just coming out with all these allegations. Now, I do know that these allegations that she shared with Kat for the Insider article are not in the what do you call it, in the court documents. She didn't report that to the court documents, which that's interesting to me. Why, if you were asked to do these things that were extremely out of the realm of your employment, why you wouldn't, or were called horrific names, why you wouldn't also include that in the court documents. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So that's just my 2 cents about that, okay? So then it goes on to say, James also said he's being blackmailed, which Kelly and her lawyer denied. Rather, her lawyer said James' team offered a settlement. But the offer to, as he put it, by her silence, fell apart after James' video. Here's the story. And I'm going to go in and read this in just a second. But that's interesting to me, because didn't James say he has never and never would buy somebody's silence? So if this is true, allegedly, then James Charles just lied to his audience. James Charles came out of silence, okay, on social media at the time that he's supposed to be working on himself. He came out to lie to his audience about that. If there is truth that he tried to settle this court situation, which I'm hearing that there is. Most recent update from James' manager. James made a reasonable, so this is from James' manager. She's got it in quotes. James made a reasonable settlement offer for an employment lawsuit. She countered with an outrageous amount of money to settle and to retract her public statements. James wasn't willing to pay her off. And a response to that from Kelly's attorney, the offer made was to silence Kelly and to have her retract the story, and it was in no way reasonable considering all the damages that she is entitled to under the law. Which I hear that in the state of California, she's entitled to quite a bit of damages. My battery died from making all those videos. Okay, so then James Charles is trending again. Okay, he's sister trending. That doesn't work. He's sister skedaddling? I don't know. It doesn't work. Sister trending. He's trending though, okay? But this isn't the first time. This is the second time this week that he is trending, you know? Now, Gabby Hanna, she'd write a song about this stuff, you know? She'd write a song and she'd make a poem and 1,500 TikToks about it and come for everybody on the Twitter if she was trending, because she would, like, brag about this. James Charles, he ain't bragging about this. So he is trending for the second time, okay, this week. Digital culture insider YouTuber James Charles is facing another threat to his beauty empire. Former producer and creative director Kelly Rowland spoke to Insider about her lawsuit against him that alleges wrongful termination, disability discrimination, and more. And here's the Business Insider article underneath here. Then it goes on to say, Rowland worked for James Charles for about 6 months in 2018. In that time, he maintained an output of 8 videos a month and grew from 2.8 million subscribers to over 8.5 million. So to say that, you know, a growth of 2 to 6 million subscribers, which she was editing the videos and producing them at the time because he moved her from an editor to a producer, is saying that she is partly responsible for that. I mean, she's the one that was editing the videos and helping them put together, and who knows? I mean, if she was a producer, then you would think that she was part of coming up with the ideas for the videos as well. So it makes you wonder, you know, like, how much is she a part of who James Charles is today as far as, like, the face on YouTube, if that makes sense, the success that he has had in the past, you know? I'm sure she doesn't want to own any of the rest of it. So then it goes on, I mean, and I'm saying that in, like, reality, you know? So then it goes on and it says, in addition to her working more than 80 hours a week without overtime pay, according to Rowland in her complaint, she told Insider that Charles seemed incredibly unprofessional. And then she said, it goes on here and says, imagine having to go over and essentially pick James up out of bed, tell him to brush his teeth, and it's the thing I said earlier. Less than a week before Rowland was fired, she told Insider Charles surprised her with a Louis Vuitton necklace. This was the same necklace he gifted to his manager, his brother, and his best friends. Someone else, it goes on to say, a few days later on September 4th, 2018, Rockland went to the ER after feigning at a nail salon she went to with Charles. The complaint says her hospitalization caused her to miss time at work and caused delays in her meeting video production goals. I would be interested to know, because there have been a lot of times that James has come out and said, I won't have a video up till you on Friday because I'm really working hard on it. I'm really working. Has anybody gone back and looked? I mean, I could have done this as a drama channel. I should have, shouldn't I? Has any other drama channel come out and said it? I'm sure somebody has thought of this. It's not a genius idea. But as I was reading this, I was thinking to myself, the other day when I was like, the first time seeing it, I thought to myself, did anybody go back and check the videos of when she was like in the hospital to see if James came out and said, I won't have a video up for you on Friday? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like when James says, I have this brilliant, amazing idea. It's the best idea I've had forever. I've been working on it for 6 years, but unfortunately I won't be able to have it up for you on Friday because we're really trying to do some special extra stuff to it. So it'll be the most amazing video that you've ever seen when it comes out. Did he say that at the time? Because he could have come out and said, my editor is in the hospital, and we're all very concerned about her right now. So when she gets out of the hospital, the video will go up because she'll be able to work on that with me. But unfortunately, right now, we're taking some time because we're really worried about her. Or did he come out and lie and say it was about something else? That would be interesting to go back and fact check, So anyway, it goes on to say, after being let out of the hospital the first time, James would text me very interesting things about how he appreciates me and how he hopes I feel better. But when I would call him or talk to him in person, he would be the complete opposite. Goes on to say, on September 19, 2018, Rockland said Charles called her over for a personal meeting. According to the complaint, Charles callously informed her that she was being terminated due to poor performance. He flipped on a dime. How do you go from buying someone a Louis Vuitton necklace, saying thank you so much for all your hard work, to you're fired, we no longer need you? I mean, these people are snakes on a train. They don't care, okay? These people do not care about anybody except for getting to the top. And I think, like, that has to be the greatest lesson out of all of this. The James Charles, the Jeffree Stars, the Shane Dawsons, all of these people that work in YouTube and in Hollywood and all this kind of stuff, the majority of them, they don't really care about people or the relationships, I would like to see somebody come out and be a really good friend to somebody, not just like the public persona, as James says, but I would like to see that evidence, or we try to see somebody be a really good friend to somebody in the YouTube world, Initially, rather than settle, Charles' legal team moved to uphold the arbitration clause in Rockland's employment contract, according to court documents reviewed by Insider. But the arbitration clause now may be void thanks to California law. Now Rockland has moved to litigation, which was granted. Charles' attorneys have appealed the decision and are waiting on a response from the court. In his May 10th video, Charles also said he feels like Rockland is blackmailing him and going after him for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Instead, her attorney denied this, claiming that Charles' legal team attempted to buy her silence. Contrary to, and this is a quote, contrary to popular belief, I have never paid anyone to speak or not speak about me, and this will not be the first time that I do it. My only option is to pursue this to the fullest extent of the law and hope that when it gets to courtroom, justice will be served. I said something about this yesterday, and about James Charles having reached out to, different channels and telling them information that only they were privy to because he wanted to get that information out. Indirectly, isn't that kind of like helping somebody out? I mean, to get your story out the way that you want it to be out, and I think the interesting thing is, I think at this point, I mean, I can only speak for what is today, May 12th of 2021. I think most people, especially in the drama commentary community or drama T channel, whatever community, I think most people have figured James Charles out, okay? So your days of being able to, I think, manipulate channels and the story that you want to get out are long gone. And the fact that you're only 3 years into your career and you have had this so much, like, that would be pretty troubling to me. I don't know that I would be getting online and be worried so much about this court case and what this woman has to say. Maybe just go take care of yourself, like you telling everybody that you're doing, that you're like sitting here on one side and you're like, yeah, I've been meeting with these people, I'm working on myself, I'm reflecting on what does that mean, reflecting on myself, I've had to do some deep dive inventory and take a look at who I was, okay? That's not just sitting back and drinking a frosted blueberry lemonade like I did on my review channel today. Well, let me reflect on the past 2 years and all of the mistakes. I'm done. I think now I'm going to put out a 7-minute and 40-second video. No. So it goes, poking my face. Family friendly. Okay, I went off on a total tangent. So anyway, it goes on to say, Charles declined to address specific claims made by Rockland to Insider prior to publication because of the ongoing status of the litigation. But in his May 10th video, he did address the fact that she called him out on using offensive language. Interesting that that is the one thing that he is worried about, because he knows that that's going to really, really hurt his reputation, right? If anybody would think that that were true. So then it goes on to say, at first Rockland said she didn't want to litigate in a legal proceeding because she feared backlash online. But the empathetic response to her in videos on the case made her feel that a larger message needs to be broadcast about the industry. And she said this is almost the opportunity to set a precedent to really say, if you're a content creator and you want to hire someone, you need to make sure that you're doing your part and being a decent human being and taking care of your people. So, and that's the end of what they put up about that. If you want to read the whole article, you can go over to the Insider and read that by Kat Timbarge. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there so there's an update on what's going on with James and this litigation, this hearing, and, well, I guess there's no hearing set yet, but this litigation, and see what you guys had to say about it. Man, it's a lot, isn't it? So anyway, let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.